Hello everyone, it's that time of year again when I sit cozy up by the fire and drink hot tea while reading a book. But since I have none of those things right now, I want to talk to you instead about my gaming experience this year. Welcome all, I'm Shadow Warren and I want to talk to you about the games I've enjoyed the most in 2024. Most of them were JRPGs, but a few surprisingly not. It's always good to expand your gene pool. Never turn down a potential good story just because it's not in the format style you particularly prefer. So let's get into these games that took up most of my time in 2024. And if you like my content, subscribe so you don't miss out on my next video. The first game on the list is Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, the next chapter of Ichiban Kasuga's story and the final chapter of Kazuma Kiriku's story in the world of Like a Dragon. Instead of the streets of Japan, we are treated to the beautiful beaches of Hawaii, where Ichiban, our main protagonist, is searching for his mother. The gameplay was fun and improved from the first time they did turn-based combat. I also found the Hawaiian themed classes to be a cool idea. The game has a lot of entertaining side activities you can spend extra time doing, like Sujimon battles, arcade games, cards, and darts. The best one, of course, is karaoke. If you're playing Yakuza and you aren't going to karaoke, are you really playing Yakuza? If you played Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth this year, feel free to tell me in the comments what your favorite minigame was. The second game on the list is Persona 3 Reload, a remake of the original Persona 3 and its FES DLC, which is killed after the main story concluded. I wanted a game like this for years, and returned to the original game that made me fall in love with the Persona series, but with some improvements. They left out the exhaustion mechanic, which I appreciate since I personally dislike this feature. However, this change almost meant no more needing to sleep in class or the use of the bathroom to refresh your characters for longer dungeon runs, which takes away some of the slice of life feel from the game. Returning to 3 social sets are also enjoyable. You really just can't beat the classics. The game features a new cast of voice actors and some of the original cast in new roles. Climbing the tower game was fun, and I particularly enjoyed the newly added features to the one more time turn-based mechanic. These hidden boss fights at the end are still some of the hardest things I've ever done in a JRPG. The third game on the list is the second part of the Final Fantasy VII Remake, titled Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I must admit, I never got this far in the original Final Fantasy VII, so this game was entirely new territory for me. Coming in without expectations, I found it to be the absolute blast. The game's cast did not disappoint, the characters are enjoyable, you can tell the developers took the time to highlight them and deepen the stories, especially when the group is doing quests or just running around the world. Additionally, the hidden boss fights was something I never expected to experience. It was crazy. I had to do some serious grinding to secure the win. All in all, although really challenging encounters, I constantly felt really immersed in the game. I can't wait to play through it again in hard mode. Next up, we have Stellar Blade, which was released at the end of April and has some really fantastic gameplay. I enjoyed the Sekiro-like combat that focused more on split-second precisions and the ability to recognize and correctly defend against many different enemies and the multi-hitting combo attacks. For me, seamlessly bridging together attacks, dodges, and parries feel like magic. The soundtrack was so beautiful that I added everything to my Spotify list. As a fishing enthusiast, I really enjoy the fishing mechanics in this game. I'm a big fan of this game style. Set in a semi-futuristic world after the apocalypse, I definitely may have spent way too many hours changing the character's hairstyle though. In June, I was brought back to the world of Shin Megami Tensei 5 with its new plotline Vengeance. This game includes a lot of surprises that make it well worth the purchase. I wish they would pause re-releasing the same game with extra content and instead focus on providing new content to DLC. I have to admit, I keep buying them anyway. I enjoy the new story and how it changes the narrative, the new places to explore, and the new demons you can encounter make it well worth the penny spent. I like the new guest characters, although they tend to be overshadowed by the demons you fuse or collect. The first storyline provides a new perspective from the game, and I appreciate how they explore darker themes. While trying to escape the summer, I decided to return back to the MMO community by diving into Final Fantasy XIV's new expansion, DawnTrail. This late expansion takes our characters to participate in a tournament to select the next king of the island nation. With the end of the world behind us, we are back to being adventurers, exploring wonders that have either been long forgotten or never explored at all. Our characters have grown to a voice of reason for those starting their own journeys, and that's how this expansion felt to me. The new class, the Viper, also intrigues me. It reminds me of Zaiden's fighting style from Final Fantasy IX. Overall, I really enjoyed the story so far, and I can't help but wonder about everything this new arc has in store for us. A new installment in one of my favorite series released over the summer, Legend of Heroes Trails into Daybreak. Although it was already released in Japan in 2021, finally having the English version of the game was super exciting for me, and boy was it quite the ride. Trails into Daybreak is the first entry in the Caliban arc of the Trails series. We're introduced to a new protagonist, Van Arkwright, a Springan who accepts jobs from anyone facing problems they can't go to the guild about. That means his clients tend to be the law-abiding citizens or criminals. Things get chaotic for him when a new client brings in a case that shakes up Caliban as a whole. This game introduces a new battle format. There are field battles where you fight enemies in a more real-time action style, and there are short battles that are more a turn-based approach. My favorite group to use was Van, Igus, Beset, and Judith. There are so many cameos featuring characters from different games in the series. I might have screamed when I saw some of them appeared. As summer comes to a close in 2024, Visions of Mana, a cozy JRPG, came out, and I thoroughly enjoyed playing it. The game features a lovely cast of characters and highlights themes of friendship, sacrifice, and the balance between humanity and nature. The world is beautifully crafted, showcasing a vibrant hand-drawn art style that truly captures the essence of its series. The combat system balances fluid, action-based mechanics, allowing players to chain combos, cast spells, and coordinate the party effectively. Additionally, players can customize their characters with various skills, and unique abilities, creating a more tailored gaming experience. The progress system also ensures that every choice feels impactful, which I personally liked a lot. The 9th game on the list is the Ace Attorney Investigation Collection, which features some Miles Edgeworth games. In this series, you take on the roles of prosecutor Miles Edgeworth instead of defense attorney, working to bring justice to those who may or may not have committed a crime. As the title of the game says, it's focused more on investigating crimes rather than courtroom battles. But don't worry, those elements are still present in the game. Aside from my love for Miles as a character, I truly enjoy this collection because it allows me to experience the story from a different perspective. While we are familiar with the defense strategies and methods, we've never seen firsthand how the prosecution operates, so this change of perspective is really refreshing to see with this series. October brought me my personal Game of the Year pick, Metaphor ReFantazio. I was excited about this game when I first heard about it. I still felt underhyped. From the very beginning of the game, I was blown away by one feature in particular. The main character could talk. It may seem like a big deal, but I suggest that Atlas is trying to move away from the classic silent protagonists they often use in their games. And I love that. One of my favorite aspects of the game is that it doesn't start as a slow burn. If you played any of the Persona games or possibly any of the Shin Megami Tensei titles, you know these games can take a while to get into the action, especially Persona. It can take days to encounter the first combat, so I really appreciate how quickly this game dives into the action. The main characters are well written. From meeting Strahl to rescue Ophinia, I love every moment spent with them and discovering their struggles and personalities. Additionally, the game features a dual combat mechanic where you can engage in field battles to clear out weak enemies or gain advantage from switching to more turn-based combat known as squad battles against stronger foes. YSX Nordics is another game that came out during the fall season I couldn't leave off the list. While I couldn't caught up with all of Eido's adventures, I know his stories are always fun and exciting. His journey this time is around to take us to the seas. The game features an interesting dual mode combat system that allows you to switch between controlling Eido solo or teaming up with your partner to synchronize attacks. I also enjoy sailing from different locations and conversing with the ship crew. Although there were some tough fights, the naval combat was pretty cool, and it gave it a nostalgic feeling reminiscent of Assassin's Creed Black Flag game from back in the day, but a bit more anime style, if you get my meaning. I still haven't completed the game, but I can't wait to delve deeper into it. The plot has me hooked on what is going on so far. The 12th game up on the list came out on Halloween, and that's Dragon Age, the Veilguard. That is a game I hope Bio will develop for a long time. I personally think Dragon Age Veilguard, without the is a better title, but that's just my opinion. While I'm still working my way through the game, I find the combat enjoyable. I do appreciate the two different types of weapons that your main character can use. It's also nice to see returning characters from previous games appearing in their own unique ways. It's something you kind of missed in the games, only focus on one installment before moving on to the next world. You really miss out on seeing how these characters live when you're not controlling them anymore. However, I understand how challenging that can be, especially in a game like this, where you can make so many choices that affect the overall story. The last game on my list is for releases this year that I enjoyed is Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake. I've never played this game before, so I was excited to get my hands on it finally. So far, I've been really impressed. I've chose like Draconic Quest option, which means the game gives me less experience and money, making it quite the grind to buy items, keep my levels up so I don't get one-shot by enemies I encounter. Still, there are options for you to choose to customize your experience. The game offers a lot of freedom and exploration. I often wandered to the edge of the areas hoping to find an item or mini meadows because you have to search under every rock and barrel for them. You can't miss out on those mini meadows rewards. I found myself spending a lot of time looking for monsters I can tame to fight for me as well as figuring out where I need to go to the next map. I also really enjoyed the fact that you can customize your team and name them however you like. I've named my team after my friends and they haven't let me down, even though one of them keeps getting hit by desperate attacks and dying. I've been having a blast playing this game and I can't wait to play more. Before I wrap up this video of my gaming adventures in 2024, I want to give you a few special mentions. First, I'd like to highlight the DLC for Alan Wake 2 Twilight Lake House. It was a fun yet horrifying experience to me. I'd never look at a large painting the same way again. As some games I played but didn't release this year, Dave the Diver was a game I picked up and it blew my mind to see how much it was to offer. I'm playing it for a few days and I can't put it down. I wants to mention a mobile that I've never thought I would play. A friend convinced me to try out League of Legends. And surprisingly, I've really enjoyed playing it. Yes, I know, shame on me, but it's been a lot of fun to play with friends. So far, I have at least one favorite champion from each role, but if you ask me to play jungle, I might never talk to you again. So yeah, that's the end of 2024 gaming recap. Thank you all for watching this video, and I hope your 2024 gaming experience was as fun and full of games as mine. In the comments, let me know which games you enjoyed playing the most this year. I could pick up some new games that I've missed. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Follow me on all my socials to know what's happening next with me. See you guys in the next one and enjoy the rest of the year.